Okay, we'll call the meeting to order. Join me for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, let's start with roll call then.
Weber.
Here.
Houston is excused. Hannah.
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Prusada is excused. O'Laughlin.
Yes.
Jensen.
Yes.
Next, I need a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. Move to public comment. We don't have anything. Move to the consent agenda. I need a motion to accept and approve the consent agenda that approves the following: the minutes of the July 8, 2024 regular meeting.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. Next, move to financials. I need a motion to approve the claims for payment.
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes.
There's some very large payments on this.
Deposits or
No,
payments?
payments.
Did you have some questions over them?
Yeah, I mean, where's the one I was looking for? 264,000. Or I guess, no, 46,000. John Yoder, did he do some work for us?
The library. That's all I know.
Oh, okay, that's what it was.
That's getting the materials ordered for the roof.
Okay,
Oh, they did talk about that, yes.
yep, that's right. So will they be starting that soon, Matt, or?
Should be September, October is what they were thinking.
When it
But they
cools
wanted to
down.
get it ordered and get materials headed this way.
Sure. Okay, that was the only thing I had.
Okay, I moved to item 7, the revenues and expenses information. Only questions? Hearing none, we move to transfers information only again. Anything on that? Okay. Move to the to item number 9. Apparently, we're going to talk about the EMS plan update. How are you, Dan?
I'm here. How are you guys?
Good.
All right, so basically just kind of giving you an update from where we were at the last time I came and spoke with you guys. Just as a, I guess, a quick refresher, EMS Association looking to do the 75 cents per thousand of assessed property tax across the county. None of that's changed. We did have some improvements, so we kind of got it back in front of the Board of Supervisors. Some old supervisors, some other people around the county gave some suggestions, and so we tweaked a few things to make it more palatable for the citizens, for the council members, for basically everybody. So the biggest thing, I think you guys have copies of all this, is that right, Matt?
Yes.
All right.
Yep.
Yes.
So the biggest thing is kind of how the money is divvied up. So it's a lot more detailed, broken down into how the money is split. So this plan talks about the numbers on here, again, are just estimated numbers, based on the tax or assessed value. So the first page is the $740,000 where it says Buchanan County EMS plan for Independence, Rowley, Kewaskum, Winthrop, that page. That has the $740,000. That $740,000 is encompassing all of AMR's current district, as well as all the districts excluding Jessup and Fairbanks. So there's a little section of O-Line, there's a little section of Strawberry Point ambulance, a little section of regional ambulance. All of that, obviously we want the money to stay in the county and not to go to services outside the county, so that's all included in this section here. Again, just broke it down into more detailed so that there's $500,000 going to the ambulance service based out of Independence, right now AMR. So that when the ARPA funds run out in 2026, there is a plan in place, there is funding in place for the worst possible scenario of no other funding options being available. There's $500,000 being allocated for that to ensure there's an ambulance being able to respond. Then the other $240,000 of that section is broken up for everything else that we talked about last time, the classes, the tuition stuff, jump bags, training, stipends, and capital expenses like monitors, cots, that sort of stuff. So this section $740,000 is specifically for all the services excluding Jessup and Fairbank. They would have their own, the next couple pages kind of is a brief overview of their services. So Jessup would have $170,000 roughly, and Fairbank would have $66,000 roughly, for them to basically make their own budget for, and then determine what their best needs for that service.
And
They're
you
still
want to clarify how they came up with the numbers?
with the 740.
Well, what's for Jessup and for
Oh,
Fairbank?
yeah, sure, yeah. So the total is 975,000. That's based on the 75 cents per thousand. And then we went off of the assessed value of each of the service areas. So Fairbank's service area that they cover, the assessed value in that district, the assessed value in Jessup's district, and then the assessed value of the rest of the county is how those three things are split up.
Okay, good, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are we still using ARPA money for our share of the,
We never used ARPA money for our share.
I thought we were supposed to the first year.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Yes, we used ARPA money for
Oh,
some of this.
Oh, okay.
We
We
did.
don't, we
We
no
wouldn't have had
longer
it.
have ARPA money going towards what we pay AMR.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, no, we used
We
ARPA.
ran out.
Okay.
Yeah, so then everything else essentially is the same as far as where that money is going. It's still going to the first responders, to the ambulance services, still for the training, the tuition, the stipends, all that. It's just more clarified as to how it's being divvied up.
So the oversight on all this, is there like one person at the top with everybody kind of, I guess?
Well, there's
how
this,
does that help?
the EMS Association, you can. go ahead.
EMS?
Sure.
Okay.
So it's ultimately it's tax money, so the ultimate say is going to be the Board of Supervisors.
Okay.
However, they, by law, have to have an advisory council. That advisory council, they have voted to be the EMS Association. So the EMS Association has members of every service, every EMS service in the county. We come together, we would make recommendations to the Board of Supervisors to say, hey, we think this is, the money should go to this and this and this.
I thought you had explained that, but I just couldn't remember, so thank you for
Sure.
clarifying that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you say you were going to have flyers
He's
Yeah,
got
printed for
flyers.
this?
Yep, I've
And
got flyers.
Are they available?
Absolutely, yeah.
Are they something that we could hand out when people have questions for us?
Absolutely, yeah.
And so how can we get those?
Yeah, I don't think they're in my squad car, but by the time I leave, by the time you guys leave here, I'll be back with them. I can leave some here for you guys to take. I don't know if you guys have seen
The
the
yards.
Facebook post.
Yes.
No,
So we
I
put-
don't do Facebook, so.
Oh, gotcha. So we have the EMS Association has a Facebook page. We put out an announcement on that saying, hey, in November, there's this vote, be aware of this, kind of getting that information out there. And in that post, we put the flyer. So it's two photos, but it's actually just the front and back of the flyer. Just basic information on, what the tax is, what it's going to go towards, how it affects you as a person, how it affects you as like a property owner, that sort of stuff. Absolutely, we got plenty of those I can get you guys.
And did you just start putting out yard signs?
Yep, so we started getting the first little allotment of yard signs as Signs and More gets them done, we're getting them. So we just started getting those out, and I got one up in my yard, and we got about 25, I think, right now that we're starting to get out. And we'll have a lot more coming, so if anyone wants one.
I'd take when I have a good location for it.
And you've got the perfect location.
I'll take one for my yard.
Yeah, but you got a good location for it, too.
No, we-
Because the yard signs come out, so the questions started popping today.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, give me two, and I'll set one in front of his yard and my yard both.
Deal.
I'll put one by that sidewalk right before the bridge, so we can catch them near the bridge, and then I can catch them at the top of the hill, if that's all right.
They gotta be off city property.
Huh?
They gotta be off city property.
His is private property, and mine's private
I'm
property.
just saying it's gotta be off,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be, before you guys leave, I'll have all this stuff here. You guys can absolutely take what you need, whatever you think would work best for your properties and all that stuff, absolutely.
So Dan, I know you got Rotary tomorrow.
Yep.
And then you've got another council meeting on Thursday, is that right?
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yep, Wednesday's the Hazelton Council meeting. And then, so also on Facebook, the other thing we put on that post is a list of all the council meetings we're going to be at. The only exception, I guess, is Jessup. We just want to make sure that we're on their agenda and everything's good to go before I actually say, we're going to be there. But yeah, so a whole list of all the council meetings between now and essentially the first week of September. to get that information out there. And then obviously, as more meetings come up, we'll make those announcements on Facebook as well, newspapers, that sort of stuff. If, say, a month from now, you guys get some questions and you want us to come back, let me know, absolutely. Put us on the agenda, I can come back and we can talk about it some more, whatever we need to do there.
Is there a way you could have a talk at the library? Because a lot of times when they have things there, it brings in good numbers.
Sure. We could talk.
Yeah, we're looking at having several town halls across the county. The just obstacle that we're trying to overcome right now is just finding places that we can do at a reasonable cost, for the facility. So yeah, if the library is an option, absolutely, that would be perfect.
I don't think so.
Library decision.
Oh,
Yeah.
What's that?
I just was making sure that there wasn't a charge to you. I wouldn't think there would be, but I.
Sure. Yeah. Do you know who I reach out to for that?
At the library, reach out to the director, Laura Blake.
Blaker.
Perfect.
Like,
Thank you. Yeah, we got yard signs, the flyers, the council meetings, town hall meetings, once we get those nailed down. And then obviously we'll make continued posts on Facebook as far as, any updates. We want to actually get people to see what EMS is like in the county and how it functions. And so we're going to be putting out data of, how many calls each service goes on and that sort of stuff to get people thinking like, oh, wow, like just up 350 calls and they're all volunteer. Like that's one call a day essentially, that's a lot of people need to see that to kind of be able to wrap their mind around why this is needed and why we're burning out volunteers and all that sort of
because
stuff.
a lot of people just see that our general taxes are paying for it.
Correct. Yep.
well, and that's what you said earlier about, people need to understand that the funding source is not going to be there, so then we need to come up with something different, so.
And
How you get that across to people, I don't know, but I think trying.
Flyers will help.
Yeah.
And if you look back at one of the things that we'll be putting out too is kind of just like I said, just the did you knows type of things. But one of them is looking at fire and law enforcement, and they've had like legislative funding since like it was 1979 was the earliest. There was another law in 1983 and another one in 1985. EMS hasn't had legislative like demanded funding since 2021. So, their funding base is set for decades, whereas we're very new into this, and the state is finally realizing, hey, we need to do something. So then they sent it to the counties and said, okay, each county do what's best for you, which is where we're at now. So yeah, we're very new even at the state level for funding for EMS.
Now, is it possible to put some of those flyers in businesses if they would allow them?
Yep, absolutely. I plan on going to like the gas stations, businesses, that sort of stuff where you'd have a crowd coming through and posting those on their little bulletin boards and everything. Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Thank you again, Dan.
Thank you.
Thanks for all your work, Dan.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
What was our share here? Is that right at 900,000? That we're paying now for,
For ambulance services?
Yeah.
It's not that much.
We pay 120, don't we?
I would want to look for sure.
Yeah, we've got a copy of the contract with the split.
is the whole thing that, anyway, the split?
I don't recall the exact amount.
Because this year it's evenly split. Last year, we had to take a larger share because the first year the hospital took the bulk of it.
All right.
Correct. Okay. See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And if
Thank you.
Like I said, again, if any questions come up, you guys have my number, the Facebook page, email, have at it. I'm an open book, so send me any questions.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, move to council member reports. Brett, anything?
Just would like to say, first experience at the library board meeting was a good experience. They had said that if anybody here was interested in reaching out and speaking with them, they're very interested in speaking with the council members. There's lots of events going on and very well posted on their website. Something fun this weekend is the Mega Foam Blaster coming up. So my daughter's excited for that. So.
One of the things I've noticed about the library here because they talk about libraries becoming obsolete with the digital age, but our library has done a really good job of staying
Yeah.
vibrant in our community. I think they've done a really good job.
Lots of really good programs. If you're not even familiar with technology, they have a lot of stuff there to assist people with, just getting help for the community. So if you need help with anything digital, they've got a lot of really good people there to help out with that.
Well, the hands-on stuff, my grandson's 5, 4, and 2. Take them down there and there's puzzles, there's animals, it's just a wonderful resource in the community.
That's all I have.
Heard a positive comment about the police department that during the 4th of July, you guys must have had a couple officers directing traffic to go one way or the other way. And they said that it went smooth that way, that the traffic got out of there, and they like to see that every year done,
It
so.
was probably the officers that were paid to work in the park all the time, because the others were fairly.
But evidently, if you come up and on one avenue or street, you had to turn left, and if you're on the next block, you had to turn right or something. They said it worked out good because the traffic was evenly flowing, and
Part of the other issue we have with that is if we direct traffic too much, they're going one direction, they back up, and then backs up
Yeah.
somewhere else, and that's often what we find.
so they said it was.
Thank you.
They said it was good, so
Thank you.
that's all I have.
Nothing.
I was wondering, do we still get a police report? I mean, we used to have it in the paper and stuff.
It's on the bottom, it's electronic.
Okay.
If you click on the tabs on the bottom of those reports,
Okay.
No, I only do the current month
oh, you only do the current. Okay.
as a PDF, and I haven't gotten a few.
Okay, yep. We had 2 of them that didn't go, but they've been caught up. I'll resend the old ones. I thought that you got the tab with the Excel spreadsheet where you could click through. My bad, I'll take care of that.
Sure, appreciate it. Blake, I was wondering about fire calls too, if we could get some kind of
Yeah, we
information.
started doing it here last month, but I've got it on my calendar to do it at the beginning of every month for you guys, so.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Yep.
Thank you. That's it.
I don't have anything, thank you, though.
The only thing I have is that I'm going to be out of the office on vacation with my family starting on Friday. So, and I'll be back for the August 5th work session. That's when I'll be back in town.
2 things. The AMR quarterly meeting was held this last week. Their numbers, April through June, they're averaging 95 calls per month.
Wow.
Of those 85 calls average. The transports to BCHC were averaging about 30. Other hospitals, 15. And then transfers were about 25, and refusals were the rest of the number. Covered calls by others, Jessup covered 7 calls in May and 5 in June. According to their records, Independence Fire had 5 lift assists in May and 3 in June. With regard to the library, Brett, thanks for covering that, and thanks for taking over as the liaison. They had some statistics that I thought were interesting, so I thought I would just pass them along. The summer reading program, which they're very heavily into right now, numbers through July 19th, they have 823 participants.
Wow.
So far, they've recorded 559,149 minutes of reading this summer as part of the program. In June alone, they had 104 new library cards that were issued, which is just tremendous.
Yeah, it is.
They had 5,828 visits in June, which is an average of 25.3 per hour. And when you talk about books and audiobooks and DVDs and magazines and all the other things that they have available, the savings is $109,566.20 if you didn't have to go out and buy those services. So good information about the library. And that's all I had.
I forgot. I attend the Upper Wapsie Watershed Committee, and the most recent one is we're working on funding, but we're also working on getting more information on what the river levels are for nitrates and some other chemicals and so forth within the water and stuff like that. And we had a good meeting, it's been a few months ago, a man that came up with a plan for farmers, if they're amenable to it and if the government's willing to pay for certain things. Rotating crops, they could cut the nitrate levels by between 30 and 46% if they do that. So, and that's a goal, and we're trying to come up with plans and things like that. And we're doing some legislative lobbying too.
Good, okay, thank you. If there's nothing further, I need department heads. David, do you have anything special you wanted to report on?
Nothing, they can't wait till next time, Mayor.
Okay, Susie, you don't have anything? Okay, I need a motion to adjourn then.
So move.
Second?
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Stand adjourned. Thank you.